Welcome back, guys. I know the thumbnail gives this one away, but this episode is a truck build, so hopefully you guys still enjoy it. There's a lot of good content in this one. We are out here in a parking lot today because this thing straight up just won't fit in the shop. I mean, it will, but we can't really walk around it. It's huge, and for the curious, this is what I drive every day. It is a 97 F-350 4x4 crew cab long bed 7.3 Powerstroke truck. It's a mouthful to match a truck this size, but I have come to love this truck. It's been one of the best vehicles I've ever owned. I'm head over heels for it. And over the weekend, I dove into SEMA crunch mode and completed what most would consider a complete build. And I'm excited to show you guys the entire process because we put a lot of work into this truck over the last 3 days. I'm exhausted right now. We've got fully refinished Alcoas wrapped in 35-inch Nitto rubber on it now. We've got a lift kit on all four corners, a Shackle reversal and Shackle flip kit, doing it the right way to get a really nice ride quality out of this thing. We've got new shocks, extended brake lines. We've got a bed rack, a Go Fast Camper's rooftop tent on the back. We've got an Ultraswing mounted on the back of the truck with a full-size matching Alcoa spare and a fold-down table. On the inside of the truck, I've got a Dometic fridge, a full platform, power inverter, ham and CB radios. I mean, I went all out on this thing planning for my upcoming camping trip. It's been a long time coming. I love this truck. I'm thrilled with the way that it's turned out. I'm excited to give you guys the full rig walk around and show you how we got here. Let's do it. To begin with, the F-350 is bone stock aside from its wheel and tire package. We're going to begin the build with the bed rack, which I've chosen because it will place our Go Fast camper flush with the roof line. This thing is a really simple all-aluminum Thule roof rack, and assembly was as simple as putting it together and clamping it down. With the rack measured out and clamped down, it was time to move on to the rigged Ultraswing, which is a really cool solution for mounting a full-size spare on the back of a truck without a custom bumper. It just requires a trailer hitch. I had to modify mine slightly due to the way that it's built on the back of this thing, but after making some simple changes, installation was as simple as tightening the clamping system built into it and then inserting the hitch pin. We backed the truck into the garage with little room to spare to finish up mounting the actual spare tire portion of this. The Ultraswing does have a universal mounting plate, so we got it set up with our 8-lug wheel and then hoisted the thing up and put it on the swing itself. Alright, so we're going to lift this thing up, and the whole idea is to fix this problem. Ford designed these with the shackles at the front of the truck, obviously front bumper here, and this keeps the springs and the axle from moving in a good range of motion. On the later trucks, they actually relocated these to the back. I've bought a kit that does this, and so we have a whole new structure. We need to remove this and bolt it onto the chassis. We'll have to drill some holes, make it all work. And it will also lower the mount for the spring so that we get some lift out of it. And then we will put new shackles at the back of the spring, way back there. I'll give you guys a highlight reel of the suspension install, since this is not by any means a how-to. The installation of this Shackle reversal kit was relatively simple as far as suspension jobs go, and I'd highly recommend a Shackle reversal kit to anyone looking to do it. The real challenge of the install is just swapping out the bushings in the springs, which you'll notice turned into an off-camera nightmare by the fact that, well, it goes from light outside here to dark outside right about now. My buddy John came over and lent a really helpful hand in getting the rest of this front suspension wrapped up, which mostly included installing the new front crossmember and the new shackles. The lift at the back of the truck comes from what they call a shackle flip, which means removing the factory shackle mount from the frame and installing a new one that will allow the shackle to situate itself inverted from stock. This will ride better and lift the truck up. And aside from the pain of having to grind down the factory rivets on the frame, it's a really easy and effective way to lift your truck without sacrificing anything else. Now, I admittedly didn't do the best job of recording everything I undertook over the weekend, but the last on the list right now is the installation of a Dometic fridge. This thing is mounted to the top of a platform my girlfriend Emily built, and we installed in the back of the car in place of the rear seat for our camping trip. But we'll dive more into that in a moment. Let's finish up this time lapse and do an actual truck walk around. figured we'd start the walk around with the wheel and tire package. I opted for factory Alcoas on this truck because I think it's just about the best look possible, even though they are a factory option. I've wrapped them in 35-inch Nitto Trail Grapplers, which fill the fenders nicely, but in order to actually fit these tires, it required the lift. Here you can see the final parts installed on the truck, which include the front cross member, which is how we get our lift, and then the new shackles mounted at the back, which is how we improve the ride quality significantly. Along with those, I've put new Bilstein shocks at all four corners of the truck, and I've put new stainless brake lines that are extended so we can maximize our travel. At the back, you can see the new orientation of the shackles thanks to our new mounts, and all in all, this whole setup has the truck sitting just right. I'm really happy with the amount of lift and the fact that the truck sits level. It's a big improvement given the fact that this truck used to stink bug pretty bad and sit quite a bit lower in the front. With those changes, one small touch I did was to put a brand new front grille on the truck, which replaces the faded one. But let's move to the back. We've covered the Thule rack a bit already, and the fact that I chose it because it will put the tent perfectly in line with the roof height. The clamping system is universal, and I found that it worked great with the OBS Ford bed. And up top, I made my own mounting solution for the rooftop tent. On the note of rooftop tents, what I've got here is a Go Fast Campers platform rooftop tent, and I am thrilled to have one. I had one previously on my FJ60 Land Cruiser, and it's about time I had another. You can see it in action here, and this is what the name is all about. This thing not only is lightweight, but it opens in a matter of seconds and closes up just as quickly, meaning you can arrive at camp and leave camp in a heartbeat. As a made in the USA tent, the construction on this thing is absolutely incredible. The frame of the tent is an aluminum extrusion, while the tops and bottoms are a composite honeycomb cord material, which is translucent and allows light into the tent. All of the accessories and the mounts and hinges for the tent are all CNC'd aluminum, and the fit and finish of everything is absolutely top tier. The canvas sides are all waterproof, as are the zippers, and the tent itself has 2 side windows, 2 side doors, and a rear door, all of which have screens to keep the bugs out. Last but not least is a set of crossbars for the top, which give me even more storage should I need it. Needless to say, I love this tent. At the back of the truck, we've got the rigged Ultraswing, which has mounted my full-size spare, and you can see here that this thing is a great solution for mounting a spare tire on a vehicle that otherwise couldn't. This one's optioned with a fold-down table and cutting board, and is going to add a lot of usable surface area when I'm out cooking and camping. Just like the Go Fast tent, all of the parts on the rigged Ultraswing are made here in the USA, and the fit and finish is top-notch. I'm really happy with this part, and I'm excited to have it on the truck. It's a small detail, but over the weekend I installed a ham radio and got the old CB radio in the truck working so I can talk to my buddies from truck to truck. In the back, we've got our platform that Emily built, and on it, Chloe and her bed. It's a perfect spot for the dog to ride along. And underneath, I've got a 2,000 watt power inverter to charge or power anything I need. On the other side of the truck is the Dometic CFX355IM refrigerator, which will give us plenty of room to store all of our drinks and food. And as an added bonus, this thing even makes ice cubes. As a whole, it's overkill in contrast to a cooler, but it's really handy on a week-long camping trip. There are a lot of small bits and pieces and touches that I could do to this truck to improve it, but I'm really happy with the progress so far, and I love the way this thing's turning out. Alright guys, that's the full rig walk around for you, but I figured I'd give you one more sense of scale about how big this thing is. I'm not tall, but I'm not short. I'm about 5'10", and when I stand up next to the bedsides of this thing, the top's just shy of being at my chin. It's pretty tough to reach over the top and into the bed for anything, but it sure does look sick. It's going to go over pretty much anything we need to. I'm so stoked about it. It's a ton of fun. I hope you guys have enjoyed a little bit of truck content. There's going to be a lot more coming up because when we go on our camping trip here in a few weeks, I'm going to be documenting the entire thing. We're heading to the mountains of Idaho, and I'm going to be going along with some of my best friends and their awesome trucks. Going to be hitting some trails, enjoying some sights, and just taking a break and kicking back. I'm going to take the camera with me and capture part of the journey and put together some episodes for you guys. So let me know what you think. Leave some feedback in the comments. Let me know what you think about the truck, so on and so forth. I appreciate you guys watching as always. Thank you for being a part of this content and for supporting the channel. It means a ton. I'll catch you guys in the next one.